Guys, what's up? How are you today? Today we're gonna discuss a little bit about the point-slope equation of the line. So thank you and welcome to Nick the Geek. As we already know from our previous video, this is the equation of the line. So with this equation we can write any line into the Cartesian coordinate system. Now what we want to do today is we want to calculate the slope, and we want to use this slope to put it into our formula. That's what we're gonna do today, and that's what we're gonna call the point-slope equation of the line. So for today's example, we're gonna use 2 points. We're gonna use the first point, which would be 3, 2. So x would be 3 and y would be 2. That's our first point. And then our second point would be 6, 1. So x would be 6 and y would be 1. If we draw these points, would be here and would be here, right? We can draw a line and we can set our new system, and we can use this to calculate the slope and then the formula, the equation of the line. So first, what we're gonna use is we're gonna calculate the slope. We're gonna use this formula to calculate the slope. So y2 would be 1, y1 would be 2, x2 would be 6, and x1 would be 3. So using this formula, we would know that the slope m would be 1 minus 2 divided into 6 minus 3 according to the points that we were given here, right? So m, the slope, would be minus 1/3. So first thing to look here is that the slope is negative. And we can certainly say that because the line is from top to bottom. It's going from up to down. If it was this way, from bottom to top, the slope would be positive. But this is not the case. The slope is negative. So it makes sense, and that's why we have this shape of the line. Okay, so we're gonna write the value of the slope in another side of the board. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the formula, the point slope equation, to calculate the equation of the line. So basically we're gonna take only one of these 2 points. It can be either this one or this one. We're gonna pick this one. So using this formula, m would be y2 minus 2, because y1 is 2, right? And then x2 minus 3, because x1 is 3. If we multiply, if we put this x2 minus 3 in the left side, if we put this one to multiply here, then m multiplied times x2 minus 3 would be equal to y2 minus 2. Then, in order to make it easier and make it not so confusing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, since we only have one x and one y, we're just gonna get rid of this index here, the 2 here and the 2 here, because that'll confuse us later. So we're gonna rewrite the equation, but without these 2 indexes here. The next step would be expanding this m through the parentheses to get rid of the parentheses. So mx minus m3 will be equal to y minus 2. And then, since our equation of the line will be y equals to mx plus b, the y must be alone. So in order to do that, this minus 2 here, we're gonna put it as an addition on the left side. So mx minus 3m plus 2 would be equal to y. Okay, after doing this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace the value of the slope. So we know that the slope is minus 1/3. So we're gonna use it on the formula that we created before. So minus 1/3 times x minus 3 times m, which is minus 1/3, plus 2 would be equal to y. Then it's algebra. What we do here is the next step would be putting these 3 inside the parentheses. We bring it into the parentheses, so in that way we can make it easier. And then after that, minus times minus, it's plus. So minus 1/3 x plus 3/3 plus 2 equals to y. The next step would be writing in another way what we did before. So minus 1/3 times x plus 1 plus 2 equals to y. We know that 1 plus 2 would be 3, so minus 1/3 x plus 3 equals y. And then what we do is put this equation into this form. So it would be y equals to minus 1/3 x plus 3. So we can see in the graph, in the line that we drew before, that the intersection with the y-axis is 3, which makes sense with the formula. And we knew already that minus 1/3 was our slope. So this would make a lot of sense. And finally, and just to confirm that we are doing the right thing, we try replacing our second point. So y2 would be minus 1/3, 6, which would be our new x, plus 3. And if we do the math, if we do the algebra, we could notice that y would be equal to 1, which makes sense because that is our another point. Well, I guess we made it for now. So if you have any questions or if you have any doubts, please feel free to ask, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel of Nick the Geek. Thank you very much for paying attention, and thank you very much for joining our math lessons. Take care and see you next week. Bye.